Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I usually don't do lives on my personal page, but I'm doing it today and we'll cross post it on my other one. Plus, I'm doing a clubhouse simultaneously, so let's see how this goes. I don't know how it's going to go. So, I want to focus on something big that's coming up with Mogul Chicks. A lot of you know I am launching streaming channels. Thank you, Dr. Latisha, this spring, and I wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm doing it and also to focus on answering some questions or some concerns or inquiries that other people have. I wouldn't say concerns, but inquiries that other people have. For those of you who don't know, I'm Adrian Graham. I am the CEO and proud founder and serial entrepreneur of Mogul Chicks. And we are a company that helps women of color grow, scale, and get investment ready. That's a short Cliff's Notes version of it. But what we actually do is help them build scalable companies that allow them to step away and become true CEOs and have a team underneath them and build out this wonderful enterprise that they can pass on through their generations. We do that with a variety of different things. You already know we have a podcast. We have a magazine that is launching next month, this month. Well, we're already in March, right? So March. And we have streaming channels. That's our whole media side. And we also do Mogul Chicks Academy, and we have different memberships that are available depending on what your level is. But what I want to talk about today is us reclaiming our voices and our images in media. I don't know about you, but I found that a lot of times we get these notifications and say, hey, this new thing is coming up on Netflix or coming on Hulu or cable channels or whatever, featuring supposedly women of color who are doing big things. And in the first maybe 30 minutes of the first episode, there is a fight or some kind of drama or some kind of argument or some kind of tension that makes it look like we can't act right or we can't come together or we can't run successful businesses without there being some drama. Well, I don't believe in that. I don't do drama. As a matter of fact, I have a shirt that says deposits over drama, and that's about to come live soon. But it makes me angry because I feel like women, especially women of color, in this rush to get on these streaming channels, and whether it's the streaming channels or magazines or radio platforms or TV or whatever, we jump into the first thing. Hey, Ra, we jump into the first thing that feels lucrative to us or big to us. And it really bothers me because we're not shown in the best light, you know? And anybody who's watched me or followed me over the last 2 decades, I would say, you know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about our images. You know how I feel about our ability to have businesses and companies and to build wealth, and just basically how we are able to control the narrative. So I decided, along with my friend, my good friend, Dr. Latisha, right? Well, actually, she coerced me. She said, listen, you need to do this. But I decided I wanted to do streaming channels. Now, let me back up a little bit. A while back, I had a different company called Empower Me. Most of you may know. And I had an online magazine. I had the podcast for 6 years. The magazine was 4 years, I think it was. And I did a streaming Google Hangouts TV show for a year. And it had always been my dream to have a TV channel, TV station on cable or what have you. And when Oprah launched her own network, I was like, oh, I want that. That's what I want. Now, I'm realistic because I don't have Oprah money. Okay. So I tabled that dream for a while and worked on other things. But with the inception of streaming channels, and I did an episode a while back, I think it was in November, with Dr. Latisha Wright. We talked about streaming channels and how to have your own channel and how to have your own show and, you know, what all comes with it. And I see this as an opportunity to get on some really big platforms. Apple TV, Amazon TV, Samsung TV, Roku. You know, these are major platforms that have millions and millions of subscribers. And I look through a lot of different things and try to find some content that's relevant, and it's hard to find it, you know. And I'm not going to put names out there because I respect the women that made the decision to do their own shows on, say, Netflix and whatever. I'm not one to down anybody. I just don't agree with how it's been portrayed or edited, let's say that, because we don't really know what's behind the scenes with the editing. So it made me really stop and think about it, and I'm like, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to revisit that dream. So I've been plotting and planning and talking with people, and those of you who I've already spoken to and those of you who have been so supportive, I love y'all. Thank you. And I look so forward to working with you and having your content be part of this journey. But I thought about it and I said, you know what? It's time to bring Mogul Chicks to streaming channels. This is what I want to do. Is it easy? Not for me, because it's not my wheelhouse, but that's why I have other people that are working on it for me to put it together. But what I want to see primarily is women of color who, Black and brown women who have content, amazing content that's educational, informative, motivational, inspirational. I want well-rounded content for this channel. Now, when I first started on this journey, I said, well, you know what, I'm busy enough. And those of you who know who I am, I have like a gazillion different things going on. Making content for a streaming channel is not something that's on the top of the list right now for me. I don't have it in me. And I said, you know what, I don't want these Mogul Chicks streaming channels to be self-centered. I don't want it to be about me. It's never about just me. Mogul Chicks is never about me. Yes, I am the figurehead of the company. I started the company. I run the company, but it's never just about me. I did a Facebook Live last week, as a matter of fact, with little Miss Rob Mercy. I love her. Y'all go visit her site. Go talk to her. Follow her on social media. She's doing amazing things. But we talked about, it started out talking about funding, finding funding and angel investing, learning how to angel invest. And it kind of morphed into this whole other conversation. And it left me really thinking like, maybe I need to get out here and be more clear, specific about my messaging and about my intentions. I want to see us all succeed. I want to see us all get a piece of this pie. Our counterparts are out there. They're making content. They're running shows. They're getting on streaming channels and all of that stuff. And we are so far behind the curve because they come on and it's glamorous and nice and all of this. And we come on and it's this one arguing with this one and cat fights and jealousy. And no, I don't subscribe to that kind of stuff. So when I sat down and thought about Mogul Chicks, I said, you know what, how can we do this so we can best address the issues that we're dealing with as women of color? How do we best find the content to provide to people so they can get educated, get informed, get motivated, get inspired, and not only that, moved to take action? And I thought about it and I said, yeah, I have tons of content I could probably share, but I don't have the time to record it all. So I thought about it and I said, what would this look like? What would this kind of entity look like under Mogul Chicks? I can't tap into my team to say, hey, make some content. They're already strapped with the things that they have to do. And yes, I would love to be able to put all my stuff out there and have a lot of content, but y'all pay me for that. So I'm not going to put everything out there. But I thought about it and I said, what's the best way to educate women of color and kind of give them that stronghold? And I talked about it with Dr. Latisha, right? And I said, you know what? Mogul Chicks is going to be a diversified channel, streaming channels, where we have other women of color have their content on this channel. This is not the Adrian show. This is not the Adrian channel. This is about having women of color with some fierce, badass businesses and top-notch expertise come on this channel and share their life, their story, their wisdom, their input, their examples with the audience. And that's what I wanted. This is not about just me. This is not about Adrian. This is not about what's in it for Adrian. Yes, I do make money on this. I'm going to be very clear and transparent because it's my channel. Of course I'm going to make money on it. This is my platform. However, if I make money, my thing is this: I eat, you eat. If you're in business with me, if I eat, you eat. That's just the way it is. And a lot of you, some of you who have written for me for the magazine, thank you. I love you guys. You don't understand how much I love you guys. It was a team effort. Everybody did their little piece. That's the way I feel about these streaming channels. Roku, major streaming channel. Apple, definitely major streaming channel. Amazon, need I say anymore? Samsung, okay, well, I don't know anybody who actually watches Samsung, but it's part of the package deal, so we take it. But I'm not able to create all the content, the 365 content. There are areas that I have deficits in. I'm not an accounting person. I'm not a financial numbers person. Can I make money? Heck yeah, I know how to make money. I know how to teach you how to make money. But as far as all the other stuff behind it, that's not me. I'm not a CPA, nor an accountant, nor anything like that. As far as technology, I could work my way around most tech because I've been in the tech industry since the late 90s. Yes, I'm 53 years young. Yay, go me. But, I've been around a while, but I watch technology as it evolves. Is that my wheelhouse? No. Can I advise you on a digital strategy, technology strategy? Absolutely. Can I code? Hell no, I can't. So, those are just examples. I know what my limitations are and I know where my strengths are. So while I focus on my strengths and I will have content on the streaming channel, I don't want anyone to think that I'm not going to put my own stuff up there. But, with the magazine and the podcast and the streaming channels, not to mention the consulting work that I do and the masterminds. And then that's just Mogul Chicks. And I have several businesses. So, but I want to make sure that it's well-rounded, that we're touching on every and anything that we can touch on when it comes to business run by women of color. I want us to have documentaries. I want us to have talk shows. I want us to have, follow a day in the life of what it takes to be fill in the blank here, real estate broker or whatever. And I'm sorry, guys, my phone is ringing and I thought I had turned this off. That is so embarrassing. They'll call back. So anyway, I want our journeys to be documented. I want us to be able to look at each other and gain inspiration. I don't want, oh, who is she to have, or what is she doing, and how much money she charge, why is she charging? I don't want none of that. And I see some of it, and I'm not going to call no names, and I'm not going to point out no groups, but I see it on social media, and not necessarily in groups. I see it on my own timeline for some people. You know who you are. But the whole, who is she to do X, Y, Z? I would love to eliminate that in my lifetime. I know that's never going to happen, but I would love to see us come together. And do you really understand the power that we have if we come together to own the narrative for women of color in media, on streaming channels, on cable channels? Do you understand the power that we will have? I really think, hey Juliana, I really think that we need to focus on shedding that image that they paint us in, the housewives image, the basketball wives image, what's the other one? Love and hip hop image, and the fighting and no. Some of us, I pay attention. I may not be on all the time, but I pay attention to the groups that I'm in. And some of you guys, listen, we have some extremely talented sisters out there. Okay, black and brown sisters, y'all are doing the damn thing. And many of you, I've told you this personally, but I'm so freaking proud of you. The things that you guys do, it just kind of like, it takes my breath away, because it's like, wow, get it, sister. And I'm always happy to champion the next person. What I don't like is the sideways backhanded comments and the little dragging of people. That's we don't want none of that. Leave that shit to social media. But what I'm proposing is, through the Mogul Chicks channel, is to have this streaming channel where women of color come together and put on excellence like nobody's business. Yeah, I'm the ringleader of it. Yeah, I'll have my own content, but I want to see content from you guys, And the thing about it is, this is something that, it's an investment. Yeah, I'm very clear about that. But it's something that has the potential to change the narrative for us all. It has the potential to really grasp a hold of, you're not going to portray us like that ever again. I want to be able to have a channel, streaming channels, where a woman can come and learn anything and everything they can about business, learn any and everything they can about being a leader, learn any and everything they can about being, I hate the word boss, but boss. I have such high hopes for these channels, and I'm not crazy enough to think that I can do this on my own. I am not. So over the last couple of weeks, some of you have talked to Dr. Latisha, right? She's going to be the consultant on this, and she has been, I guess, answering your questions and all that. And I see that there were still some questions, and I wanted to focus on those questions. So one of the biggest question that I got, and I kind of took it a little on the offensive side, and I know I shouldn't. I need to separate my feelings from that. The biggest question was, well, who the hell is Adrian? And why do I need to be on her channel? Who is she? What has she done? Well, the quick smart mouth answer would be Google me, but I'm not going to say that. I have been in business since 1994 when I started my first company, which was a staffing firm. And I did that for 6 years. And since from that time, I've run multiple companies. You know, I've had three incarnations of a recruitment, HR management, talent management company in different, it kind of morphed and turned into different companies. I've had Empower Me for 16 years, where I did business consulting and advisory. And I did, had a media division for that. And I was learned to become an angel investor. I had done an article for Forbes. I've written for Forbes, for 2 years, I think it was. Hosted my own podcast on business and entrepreneurship for 6 years, which won 2 awards in that time. Also, in my first business, I was in Black Enterprise. For that company 3 times. I was on the top recruiters list for about 4 years for that company. So that's in my early days. So I'm not new to this. You know, I started Mogul Chicks in 2016. This was after I had taken a much needed hiatus, personal health and mental health issues that I wanted to deal with. Not mental health. Nothing wrong with me and nothing wrong with mental health. I'm just saying I just had like near breakdown because I had a lot of major personal things going on in my life at that time, tragedies. So I needed that clarity and I needed that space to kind of take time just for me. I'd spent so many years helping other people and working with people that I did not take the time to take care of my own needs. And once I did that and I kind of got clear and I ran away to Florida, I like to tell people. Once I got clear, it was, okay, Mogul Chicks, I need to do this. And I started it and it started coming back slowly and everything. And then it's kind of morphed into this company that it is today. And, you know, I also have Busy's Intimates, a lingerie company. It was just a spinoff of Busy's Place, which is a company that I run with my sisters. I have a Curvy Girl Closet, which is an e-commerce business for plus size resale. And I do real estate. I'm a licensed real estate holder in Florida and Georgia, and I'm about to become a broker. But I don't practice. I am an investor. And I also have Graham Talent Group, which does, of course, HR and recruitment consulting and advisory, and work on projects. So we have different things going on. You know, Mogul Chicks is not my only enterprise or my first enterprise. So that was the first part of answering that question. The second part of that question is I've written 5 books, all published, all on Amazon. One of them was a bestseller with Forbes that started out as a blog post of me ranting and raving about, no, you can't pick my brain anymore, blah, blah, blah. And that became a bestseller. So it's still the gift that keeps on giving. Thank you to y'all who keep buying that book and bringing up the article. But, you know, to answer the question succinctly, I am not new to this. I am a 20+ year veteran entrepreneur. I've also been a mentor at accelerator programs. I have worked with companies to get them funding. So yeah, I'm not new to this. So that was the answer to that question. The other question was, well, why do we have to pay to be a part of this? My short answer to that is, this ain't YouTube. You know, this is not YouTube. This is a platform, 4 platforms, where you have a chance to showcase your best stuff. I'm not looking for people to give me stuff that they've already posted or on YouTube or for anybody else's platform. I want original content, and you got to bring your A game with this. I'm not talking about doing some Zoom calls and you record that and send it to me. No. That's not what we're accepting. The people that I want for this channel, these channels, you got to have quality like you are looking at Netflix and Hulu and all that other stuff, because Netflix and Hulu is my next step after this, but it has to be quality content. Another question I had was, can we collaborate? Can we, do stuff with different people? Absolutely. I don't care how you create your content. You could do it solo or you could do it with a team of people. It's up to you, as long as it meets the objectives of the channel. Again, educate, influence, motivate, inspire, all of that good stuff, inform. Those are the tenets that we have for the channels that we want this content to have. So that's that question. What was another question that we got? Oh, why does it cost money? Again, because this is not YouTube. It costs I'm not telling you what I'm paying, because it's a lot of damn money. But what it costs for a person or people to have a show on the streaming channels is $2,500, and that's for the year. And that includes editing for you. And it includes marketing on a mass scale. Doesn't mean you're absolved of marketing, because you have to do your own marketing as well. But there's marketing involved in it too. I'm looking at this as an opportunity for us all to make money. Yes, I get paid when you guys put your content on our platform, but I also have to pay to get the platforms done and set up and maintained and edited and all that other stuff. So it's not unreasonable. And I'm asking actually for a very low price. I think next round I might raise those prices, but it's $2,500 for the year. Minimum 5 episodes. You can have as many or as little as you want, as long as it's a minimum of 5 episodes. That's what it is. But I'm looking for people who have that energy, that desire to see us really step up our game as women of color, and that desire for us to kind of build something so just phenomenal, that's unrivaled. And that's not saying people out there aren't going to start their own channels. That is perfectly fine. There's room for all of it. We can all eat. I don't care about that. But Mogul Chicks platform is about to be something huge, just to let you know. So, I hope I've answered the questions that you guys have had. I realized that I kind of abdicated that job to someone else to do the pre-screening and answering questions and all that other stuff. But what I've learned is that people can have the best intentions, but if it's not coming directly from you, people won't get it. And Dr. Latisha, she does a great job, in my opinion. I have not sat in on any of the calls, but I know how passionate she is about streaming channels. But I kind of feel guilty for not stepping in and having these conversations. Some of you I've had conversations with, but I feel guilty about kind of abdicating that responsibility, because this is, after all, Mogul Chicks. That is my brand, So I'm hoping that this has given you an opportunity to really understand what it is that we're trying to do. We have 2 different core audiences that we approach with all of our media and stuff. We have the ladies that are 7 figures and higher, that already have businesses and they have that disposable income, and they're ready to, take things up to the next level, and they're willing to spend the money to get there. They already making over $1 million. So they have a lot of more disposable income than the average person. So they're looking at, how to simplify their life of business. They're looking for luxury. They're looking for, where can I park my money? What can I do with my money? How can I make my money grow? Things like that. Whereas our secondary audience, which is those that are maybe 500,000 to under $1 million, they haven't cracked $1 million yet, but they're learning how to scale their companies, learning how to grow and scale, and eventually remove themselves from the day-to-day. So those are the broad overviews of the 2 top audiences that we cater to with Mogul Chicks. However, it doesn't mean that if you're making $250,000 with your business that you won't find the content appealing. You will. Everything that we're going to be showing will be educational and informative. And if you like the podcast that I've been doing, I know a lot of you have given me such great praise for it. Thank you so much. I hope it continues to be helpful to you. But with the streaming channels, this is a whole other level. This is a whole other level of professional success and professionalism. And there's no shortcuts here. There's no shortcuts here. So when you pay your $2,500 for that covers the whole year, as many episodes as you want to put on there. The only thing I ask is that it's original content. It can't be shared anywhere else. It is content that you own the rights to, so no third party content. And it is something that when our viewers watch, they'll walk away feeling fulfilled or educated or more informed about something and ready to take action. That's the biggest thing. Ready to take action. So, you can do it by yourself, or you could do like how I suggested, get other people to be on the show with you. Split the cost. If you have 5 other people, that's $500 a person. That's your investment for the year, and you get editing. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer there. So, and another thing I wanted to address is Dr. Latisha, she's doing these interviews with you guys as a courtesy from me to save me time because I have a lot on my plate. It does not mean she's going to do consultations with you. Well, how do I make money? How am I going to format it? That is not her job to do that. She gets paid for that. So please, anybody who is watching who was there before or asked that question or whatever, treat her like the professional that she is. Okay, because she is a professional, and she's not going to just write out a strategy and map out a plan for you to you go ahead and make your show profitable. No, when you go to networks, you have to have some form of following, or you have to have advertisers or whatever. I want you to make money on your show. You can make money through advertising. You can make money by selling from your show. But listen, let me talk about that really quickly about selling from your show. I do not want infomercials. This is not about, hey, look at my business, look at what I do, look at what I'm awesome, I'm this, buy my stuff. No, this is not QVC, okay? This is not an infomercial. Was it the Chopomatic and all that other stuff? No, that's not what this is. You should have advertisers that make sense for your audience, So if you're selling cookware, let's say that, a shoe advertiser would not be appropriate for your show. I'm not saying sell cookware. I'm just using that as an example. If you're a psychologist, right? I'm gonna say this is gonna sound so crazy, but adult toys is not your person unless you're a psychologist that deals with sexual, intimacy, relationships, and things like that. What I'm saying is be smart about who you bring in to advertise for your channel. As far as the infomercial thing, you're not there to sell anything. If you know your stuff and you're good at what you do, the sales will come. You don't have to be like, now for $29.99, just go to this website and you buy it. No, that's not how this works. That is not how this works. You need to be able to create content that's engaging, that gets people to drawn into you to say, oh shoot, let me buy from her. I want to sign up and work with her. Or I want to do this. Yes, you can announce your business. You can say the website or whatever, but this is not going to be no hour-long infomercial. This is not what these streaming channels are about. Again, educate, motivate, inspire, inform, move to action. That's the kind of things. And you can do that without being a salesperson on the TV show. You see Oprah when she's on, and I hate to use her as an example, but I have to use her as an example. She gets on and she sells. No, she doesn't. She does her thing and people naturally buy. See what I'm saying? So think long and hard before you decide you want to do a show on Mogul Chicks channel, and decide how valuable you are to the audience. And also remember that there are multiple people that are doing shows on the channel. So this is an opportunity to cross promote across all those shows to everybody's audience. Everybody's coming with their own audience, and then you have the one big massive Mogul Chicks audience. So this is an opportunity for everybody to come in. Now, what we're looking for, business oriented stuff, health oriented, self-care, health, spa, yoga, fitness, things like that. We're looking for documentaries. Like I have one young lady who is going through a process of learning how to become a venture capitalist. That's interesting. We're not doing any social topics. It's a business channel, so I want to make that very clear. We can do real estate. I have several people that are interested in real estate. We could do different perspectives of real estate. But it all has to be about business, wealth building, money, investment, stuff like that. We're not doing any of the mindset stuff. We're not doing, we'll do some leadership stuff, because you have to groom to become a leader, running a CEO or whatever. But we're not doing anything that's about families. We're not doing anything that's about kids. We're not doing anything that's about self-help, unless it's related to business. So I just wanted to put that out there for now. So hopefully it's been 30 minutes. So I hope that I've answered everybody's questions. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me at contact@Mogul Chicks. That's with an X, not CKS, it's with an X. MogulChicks.com. We have the magazine dropping in a couple of weeks, Mogul Chicks Magazine. Of course, look out for the podcast. I have so many episodes I'm far behind on. Those of you who I've filmed with or interviewed, thank you for your patience. Those will be up soon. And also Mogul Chicks Academy, which is the business growth accelerator. It's coming up in April. So go ahead to MogulChicksAcademy.com. MogulChicks.com is still under development, so please don't look at that right now. I'll let you know when it's available. And the streaming channels will be live this spring. So if you have any questions, again, contact@MogulChicks.com or drop me a DM here. So that's all I wanted to share today, and I hope I've answered your questions. And let's make Mogul Chicks channels, these streaming channels, some badass channels for some badass business women. So you guys enjoy your evening, and thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.